Food, one of man's earliest needs, has been at the center of amazing innovations and the development of an industry that sustains life. This is why the pioneer edition of Talk Business 237 focuses on a set of entrepreneurs who have devoted their time and energy to give you the food you need every day to get about your business. Without being Epicureans, the Talk Business 237 team is examining the rise of fast food in Cameroon, a business designed to give you healthy and quality food without delay.
Talk Business 237.
Follow our magnifying lens, the loop, into the rise of fast food in Cameroon. And after this investigative work by Clarice Achu, join me with a food specialist. Let's talk business.
Serve tasty, healthy, hot food, fast. This is the maxim that guides fast food services across the world, a concept that seems to have seduced a new cream of Cameroonian chefs and investors who are taking on the fast food business with great optimism. In the last 3 years, new food preparation outfits have sprouted across Yaoundé and Douala with a common denomination: simpler menus and faster services.
Okay, we decided to create a fast food because we noticed that people ask fast food. People want to eat something easily. When they come back to the job, they can easily buy something and eat without have a problem.
When you go to a normal restaurant in place, the time you need to pass your command for them to serve you food, you might pass your command, you need to wait for about 30 minutes before your food is being served. But with the fast food, you just go directly to the counter, you pass your command, they serve you food for a less price.
I think it's a very good idea. It saves a lot of time. People nowadays, they work long hours. I think if you can get some fast food cheap, I think it will help a lot of people.
As the tag goes, fast food is food for a dynamic urban population, trying not to waste time at lunch or breakfast. But these middle-class consumers are also not willing to eat on the bench, by the roadside from Mami Fufu or Mami Eru.
I'm eating salad. It's called bichakala. And I came here because it's very clean. They are nice. The way is, the place is well situated and we feel very good here. And it didn't take more than 5 seconds to be served. Really? Yeah. Really? It's very fast. Very fast.
The corporate bunch, who will not stop at Assos, Puff Puff and Pap at the Carrefour, are accepting and relishing the same menus in air-conditioned fast food outfits with urban chic and Wi-Fi. For those who do not want to sit for a few extra coins, can take away their food to the intimacy of their cars, offices or homes.
C'est très original déjà, franchement, et ça nous arrange tous. Aller s'asseoir dans un restaurant, attendre 30, 45 minutes, franchement, là, tout est là et je vous assure, c'est bon. Hein?
This is the middle-class niche that fast foods in Cameroonian towns are today attracting, a clientele that even some supermarkets and bakeries are today eyeing.
Our target customers is the people who come back late, who come back to the journey at night, and maybe some people which can't cook at house late.
During the day, people doesn't really have time to go back home, and they're looking for places in order to eat, to have good food. In that, how could I put it? Looking things from that side, from that perspective, you could see that the market is way huge. Yaoundé, Douala, other cities.
To feed this often exigent and on-the-go group requires simple menus, often made of chicken, meatballs, pasta, and rice. Keeping the food fresh and hot can be a big ask for some of these outfits, which are clearly taking advantage of the lack of health control services in Cameroonian restaurants. For now, only the customers pass the verdict on where to buy or not, sometimes at the price of a stomach upset.
I think it's a very good idea to do the fast food. I think if it's a good price and it's done hygienically, so that it's safe.
I enjoy coming here to this restaurant, to this fast food section, because the food is of high quality, it's well preserved. They preserve the food for you to the extent that when you take the food home or you take the food to an office, it's in good condition. The food remains warm and you eat, you really enjoy it.
The rise of fast food remains an uncontested fact in our streets and cities, with minivan and mobile motorcycle restaurants gradually replacing wheelbarrow pushing or tray carrying vendors with sandwiches.
We have 6 tricycles around town. Each worker is obliged to come at 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. in the morning, to serve those who get up also very early in the morning and let's say who have no time to eat.
And most of these fast food companies are well organized, with ambitions of developing food chains and going international.
We have a project in Douala to start the service in Douala, yes. And we have Kribi, yes, I think, and so on and so forth.
Cameroon is just the beginning of this adventure. We're looking for Central African market in order to build our basics. But our goal is to take on the gastronomic map beans and donuts across Cameroon, across around the world. That's our main goal.
It may take a couple more years for the Cameroonian fast foods to go viral, but already they are providing employment to many jobless youths and laying the foundation for future corporate giants.
And we have what you call it, the bike riders, sellers, and we have cooks. Yes, about 6 cooks. Yes, those in charge of the eggs and those in charge of buying the bread.
Every day we have more than 3 or 5 girls which work every day in those 6 agencies. And when we try to see 6 girls or 4 girls by agencies, we realize that we have more than 30 people which work every day. By doing this, we reduce the unemployment problem.
Those putting their money and time into made in Cameroon fast food are quite optimistic over the sector's growth prospects. Many have lived abroad and are not afraid of competition. Rather, they are doing their homework on the menus and spices that can make a difference.
Talk Business 237.
Let's Talk is a one-on-one interview on Talk Business 237, in which we get an expert's opinion on a particular business sector that is of concern. Today with me is Eric Mejo, who is a chef and a restaurant owner who studied in the United States of America, and I think he's the ideal person with whom we can discuss the rise of fast food in Cameroon. Welcome, Chef Eric.
Thank you.
Well, let's begin. We're going to take a couple of questions in which you will play the client.
Okay.
If you are in a restaurant, a fast food restaurant, how rapid would you want the service to be?
Let's see, between 5 and 25 minutes.
What is the difference with an ordinary restaurant? How patient would you be if you were in an ordinary restaurant and in a fast food restaurant? Make the difference for us.
Let's say the ordinary restaurant, you come, you order your food, you have to wait between 10 and 25 minutes before the service starts, because the way they prepare food is totally different. Fast food is like,
as the name goes, it should be speedy.
You have to come, order your food, and get your food right away.
We know that food varies a lot depending on the cultural setting where you are. American fast food is not necessarily the same menu you would find in Cameroon.
Yes.
If you enter a Cameroonian fast food, what kind of menus would you be expecting to get?
Oh, today, the world is so small. Like you say, you go to France, you go to United States, we have banana plantain. So you go to some different restaurant in France, you can find some banana plantains.
Okay.
We have way to cook our food. Like, I work in the States. In the south of United States, for example, they eat let's say crocodile.
Yeah.
You can do crocodile as in the fast
Fast
food
food
way.
format.
No, it's just the way you make your plates. It's fast food is not just burgers and chicken.
It could be pop-off and things.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, You can be arrow,
Sure.
but you serve it different way.
Yeah, it's the way it is
you present-
packaged
yes,
and served.
That's all.
Okay.
And I even if I was if I had more money, I will do like Cameroonian fast food. Let's say, for example, I have a lot of friends who's doing that too, and it's a very good thing they do. And yeah.
Okay, supposing you get into a restaurant and you've seen the menu. Are you concerned about the quality of the food, the way it is conserved, the way it is prepared?
Oh yeah, it's very important.
Especially in fast food restaurants.
Very important. Actually, in the fast food, it's even more strict, that the food have to be as well conserved, because fast food, you cannot keep the food too long. You have to get your food. Let's say you get your food today. You maybe have like 4, 5, 3 days, to make your food go. So you have to be very strict about the way you conserve your food.
So if I understand you, it is unacceptable that any fast food should have sleepover food.
Anyway, you can't serve oversleep food. You can.
Okay.
You can do that, but for me, I just think it's not really.
It's not decent.
Yes, it's not decent.
Okay. Let's now get out of the customer role you've been playing for us. Let's look at the rise of fast food in Cameroon, be it in the major towns of Yaoundé or Douala. It is clear that fast food services is increasing. You would find them in bakeries, you would find them on roadsides, you would find even specialized restaurants. Do you think this is a good business venture in our context, considering the way our urban population behave and their lifestyles?
I think it's a very good way to
make money?
Yes, to make money. And for example, I'm going to give you an example. I live in Etoudi. I work in, let's say, at the airport. You want to eat something fast and good. You're not going to go home.
Back to Etoudi.
And you see how fast. So you have to have something ready, good, and healthy to eat.
Okay.
So for me, anyway, just see how the town grows. Everything has to go so fast
to keep up with the urban development.
Yes, and I think with the time we're going to see a lot of fast food all over the town.
Okay.
We cannot.
Talking about a lot of fast food, there are a couple of businesses I have seen who intend to develop food chains.
Yes.
Similar to what we would see in other countries. Do you think it is advisable? You think we can cope with food chains? Food chains can have customers and survive?
Of course, yeah. Yes. Of course. Because, like I just said, just the way, the time, the town grows, the neighborhood. Let's say, for example, there's so many neighborhoods, every day who grows every day. So people don't have time to go and sit and have like fufu and plus,
And we're assuming that a food chain is an established brand,
yes, of course.
which if it has succeeded, let's say in Bastos, it could succeed in BMRC or in Emana,
yes.
and so on and so forth.
Of course, yes.
Okay. In the 1970s, Americans spent roughly $6 billion on fast food, and by 2010, they spent 160 billion US dollars. Do you see the potential of that kind of growth in the fast food business in Cameroon? Let's say in the next 50 years.
Oh yeah, we can bet from today. Maybe in 5 years, you're gonna realize that I was right. Fast food is going to be a very big deal in Cameroon, in Douala, Yaoundé, and even more little cities. You're going to see it's going to be a big thing. You're going to realize that.
Okay. And considering Cameroon's touristic potential, you think that could also play in favor of fast food development?
Yes, we have so many foods in Cameroon that we can propose to our our customers who come from different countries. Ndole, you go to Japan, they know Ndole. You go to France, they know Ndole. You go to United States, they know Ndole. You go anywhere in Africa. First thing when people get here, I want to eat Ndole.
Okay.
You see?
By 2010, food preparation and serving in America had recruited roughly 4.1 million people. do you see Cameroon, okay, reducing unemployment and joblessness thanks to, I'm not going to limit this only to fast food, thanks to the whole food industry, to restoration?
I'm going to take an example. You see those young guys who had like, who's doing
servers,
omelets, you know.
Okay, yeah, breakfast along the road.
Yeah. Just imagine somebody open like 10 fast food in in different neighborhoods. You see how many people you can
recruit,
hire. So, and people plus young Cameroonian need jobs. So
sure.
I think we have to try to do different kind of fast food, and we have to promote our food, our own food, even, and it's really better to do that, in
fast food industries that have made a big name in America and in certain parts of Europe. Those that readily come to mind include McDonald's, Taco Bell, even Subway. These companies, you would now find them in Russia, not only in Atlanta. You would find them even in Paris, and probably in Cape Town too. Would you be happy or angry to see one of these companies set up in Yaoundé?
I think competitions make you
stronger.
For me, I think we have so many young guys who can do the same thing. McDonald's is like the king of the fast food. It would be nice to have maybe a McDonald's here, so we can take
copy the example
from and even make better than them. So it's not bad to have competition. Competition is good.
Definitely
makes you
wake up.
Yeah.
Okay. Chef, maybe we leave with this. Any advice to any young Cameroonian who is dreaming of starting a business in the food industry?
I just want to say to all the young Cameroonians who want to do fast food, want to do any business, please, guys, just dream, just keep trying hard. Just keep trying hard, and your dream is going to come true.
Thank you very much, Chef Eric Mejo, for accepting to talk business with me.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure.
It was a pleasure too.
Thank you.
Our next slot is At Business, and At Business is a slot that is devoted to establishing the benefits of technology insofar as business is concerned.
Talk Business 237, the window into the Central Africa marketplace.
I'll define mobile money simply as banking, mobile banking. That's all transactions that you could do in a bank, and all what we will need a bank for actually have been all transferred into a mobile terminal, which means, for example, that if you take the case for Cameroon, people need banks in order to save money, in order to do other forms of transactions, in order to transfer from account to account. Mobile money, and I'm going to the part where it concerns the big innovation it is. Mobile money permits us to even go further by actually doing transactions. We can do shopping. We can actually move to big shops or to big areas where you have different kinds of forms of services without carrying big amounts of money in our hands. When you think about it, the cell phone has suddenly become the best friend of any serious person. And I think as innovation, that has been a very good thing for all those who do different forms of transactions. It's not only your calls and texts, it became internet, and then with internet you started adding services. There are shops where you go after having picked up everything you want, you go to the counter, there's a number, you do a transaction, and then you pay. My best example, and I like choosing this one, is paying electricity bills in Cameroon. There are always lots and lots of long lines standing in front of, queuing up in front of all the Sonel offices. So with mobile money, within the comfort of your home or your office or even your car, I just received an SMS indicating how much I'm supposed to pay for last month. And well, I could demonstrate right now, pay, so that you see how easy it is, just sitting in the comfort of my office and paying that bill. You see, here I just received a message which signals my monthly bill, my bill for electricity for last month. Here it says 78,270 francs. Well, I'm a big consumer of electricity. So now I'm going to pay. Permits me to access my account, so I can do the different transactions. When I tap the code, it says here pay bill. So I'm going to just tap 2 to pay a bill, and it's going to determine which of the bills am I paying. Is it MTN, postpaid, ASONL? It's ASONL, so I'm going to choose again 2. I choose 2 and I send. Now I need to start putting in personal data. My account number for ASONL is 201760410, and then I will send. I need to enter my PIN code. So the camera is not going to pick my PIN code. I'm going to tap my PIN code. It's going to be tapping the amount. See, this particular part takes a few seconds. It gives me the balance I'm supposed to pay. So I'm supposed to tap that amount to pay my bill. So I go 78,270. Now I must explain, I'm supposed to have had money. I enter the reference number again for my bill, which is 2017. And you see, again, I'll have to confirm my PIN. That's why I say there's a lot of security. Okay, it says transfer made. And now I have a message from Mobile Money confirm my bill. And within the next 2 hours, I'm going to have a message from ASONL confirming that I have paid. Normally, most people have been used to this, and it goes to answer the question whether in Cameroon, as people actually keep saying they have their credit cards, if they actually have credit cards. In Cameroon, if you are in most of the banks, you are a client to most of the banks, you have a debit card. Because in Cameroon, they'll allow you have a card like this one only when you already have money in that account. And if you go doing a transaction without money in your account, it will not go through, and at times it could even be embarrassing. With the fact that not many Cameroonians are already used to pure banking transactions, not many people own credit cards or debit cards. So we don't have that many ATM. ATM is where you actually go slot the card to take out money, or services in different shops or other businesses where you can actually slot in, use your card, your debit card to pay. So what makes the difference between the mobile money is that in Cameroon, we're talking about close to 15 million people who have at least a mobile terminal, and the least transactions, be it even a shaver, even a taxi driver, if they want to, they could actually do payments through mobile money. What I mean is that you don't need to have a bank account in order to do mobile money. Whereas with this, you need to have a bank account. Even with those who say they're doing a prepaid, that's an account actually that you open, and then you do only prepaid transactions. You have to put in money so that it actually becomes a debit card. So, well, that's a major difference between these two, especially in our own context in Cameroon. Those who are partners for mobile money transactions, be it called Orange Money or Mobile Money as MTN calls it, you have those, the partners are called merchants. And you need to actually go to a merchant and do what you call a cash-in, or you deposit money into your mobile account. Your mobile account is the easiest, everybody knows it. It's your phone number. But now there's some security behind it because it is actually cash. It is money that's going to be doing all the transactions. So we take a case of MTN. You deposit money into your mobile, into your account at any merchant, and then, each time, depending on the service you want to do, you tap a code and you always prepare your PIN. You must have a personal identification number. You prepare your PIN to authorize money to be deducted for that transaction. For now, there's electricity bills, the cable and TV stations, different shops, and then even airtime. You buy directly from. You can also do transfers. You can also do transfer of funds from one account to another, or to somebody who doesn't have an account. When they go to pick that money, they would have been generated a code, a token that is used actually to present to the teller in that case, who actually gives you the money that's been transferred to you. I happen to have worked in the north, and it was during a period when it was still very insecure, and thank God for the population there, mobile money was created. Now, I want to think of somebody traveling between Gaoundéré and Maroua, knowing he just has to go to one merchant in Gaoundéré, for example, deposit money, travels safely, and then in Maroua, he picks up the money. Now, at that point, you are not actually, your phone number, even if you lose it, even if it's seized, the money is not lodged in the terminal. It is lodged in your account, which is in the server of either MTN or Orange or whichever operator, because there are other operators who are not necessarily cell phone operators. And when you indicate with the necessary identification numbers you've been given, you pick your money and life goes on. There isn't a smarter way, I think, of doing transactions. I'll give two examples. When mobile money started in Kenya, I'll give a case of Uganda, where actually the head of state thanked the mobile company there that actually innovated in that way, because legal tender, you don't necessarily have to produce a number of bills to produce, but that was transaction going through. Business goes faster, there is more security, and I won't even neglect the fact that it also created jobs, where somebody sitting by the side of the road, which is not authorized in Cameroon, or can permit you to do some money transactions.
A former US President, Benjamin Franklin, once said, "Idleness and pride tax with a heavier hand than kings and parliaments. If we can get rid of the former, then we can easily bear the latter." With those final thoughts, we wish you well in all your endeavors, but remember to follow us on Twitter following the handle #TalkBusiness237.